Hello, this is the 10th video. On this video I'm going to uh, go through some experiences and some personal beliefs and interests uh, in relation to religion mainly, and my delusions. First of all, I put the poem on Black Sunday. I uploaded a video with reciting this poem for Remembrance Day, and I apologise to those who might felt it was inappropriate or was worded badly. As I said on that video, it was a poem inspired by a film of medieval fighting. So I just thought it was appropriate. It was about war, and that's what I felt like doing on the day to show some respect for the fallen soldiers. However, back to this video. The I and me theory, and my expansion on that theory led me to great delusions. Although I don't think that the idea itself is delusional, I still stand by the theory and the expansion of it, and I think there's a lot of people could learn from my ideas of that theory and from that theory itself. I think it's a brilliant theory. It goes into depth. It's very deep. I thought at the time that, while still thinking that I was an angel, that the devil was fighting me and was causing me problems in life, in my mind and in my body and actions as well, and my behaviour. Something that had me thinking that the devil was chasing me, or maybe it was God chasing me, or angels chasing me. Then when I came back home from university, after a while I stopped thinking I was an angel. I don't know how I came out of that delusion, but I did come out of it, and I started to think back about why God or the devil would be so interested in me. I got myself thinking about a time when I was about 11 years old. The vicar's son, his name was Ben. I was really good friends with him, and every day I'd be over his house or he'd be over at mine, and we were both interested in model building tanks and planes of models, building models and flying model planes as well. Building them out of balsa wood and paper and gum. But for some reason, and I've got an idea as to why he might have done this, but for some reason, one day, out of the blue, he asked me if I wanted to go and steal some pornography from the local shop. And I would listen to Ben because in years before we met, I was going to church. I've been interested in religion from a very young age. I thought about God and space and heaven and the universe since a very young age. I started going to church when I was about 7 years old, and then no one would go with me, so I stopped going. On one occasion, I did ask Ben when after I met him. He came back when I was about 9 years old. He was in the last year of primary school with us, and we got to be best friends, or really good friends anyway. And we were to be for years after that. But one day he asked me if would I like to go and steal some pornography? I didn't really know what pornography was, but I agreed because it was his idea. And it was that simple, and that's the honest truth. Because he was the vicar's son, I really held him in respect because he was religious in my eyes. I still think it today that he must be religious himself because he's the vicar's son. I mean, it might not necessarily be the case he didn't want to go to church. I'm thinking back, and then, well, maybe he didn't want to go to church because he didn't feel religion the way his father and mother did. If his mother was always running projects with the church as well, so she'd help out a lot with that sort of thing. But Ben wasn't interested in going to church. He'd go to church youth club, and we both went to church youth club, but he wouldn't go to church on Sunday with me. So he introduced me to pornography, and he showed me how to steal from the shop. I can remember we went into the shop, and I reached up. I can't remember which way he was, but where the pornography magazines were, pulled one out, and then he tucked it into the newspaper. He went to the cashier and showed her the paper and said, "Oh, 35 pence or 50 pence, whatever the paper cost," and then walked out, and she didn't have a clue. So after that, we went stealing pornography some nights after school, and we'd take them down to a quiet place, and we'd read the magazines between us, and then we'd share the magazines between us. And another friend was, we told him about it, and he was interested, so he used to share the magazines as well. So the three of us were constantly swapping pornographic magazines. I don't know whether, now thinking about it, whether that put the devil to chase me, or God to chase me, or angels to chase me. Son of a vicar doing that. I did say on the first video that I remember the first time the voices happened when I was 18. That was when that happened, and that was the way they were and have been for the rest of my delusions. But when I was young, shortly after this, shortly after getting the pornography, let's say 3 or 4 months afterwards, they encouraged me to be sexual with the pornography. There were voices, I heard a voice in my head encouraging me to be sexual with the pornography. I don't know where the voice came from, or who it was, or what it was, but it did appear on about 2 or 3 times, and it was very persuasive. It was very close, and it was like I just reacted because that's what I should do. That's how it was when I was a child, because this voice said to me, "Do this," and it seemed to come from a higher place. So I said, "Yeah, okay, I'll do that," and I did do that. And I've been trying to get rid of pornography in my life, but there seems to be something fighting me. I don't look at pornography, and I don't look at the magazines, and I don't go to the shops where you can get pornography, and I've managed to stop looking at pornography and being sexual with it at times throughout my life, but it always comes back on me somehow. I get persuaded somehow, influenced somehow with thoughts, and I get like a rising energy around me that arouses me. It's not my sex drive. I don't know what my sex drive is. It does it so much to me. I think doctors and that would say it's my sex drive, but I really do believe that something is having influence over me. Unfortunately, I still can't shake that. And it's not because I want to blame something. I'm trying to take the blame, but thinking back and remembering situations and certain things, little voices here and there, I start thinking, I can't help thinking that something somewhere has got a grudge against me. I want to be rid of all these things, I really do. I don't want to be involved in pornography, I don't want to think about sex. I want to have a decent relationship. All my relationships, because I was introduced to pornography at such a young age, I started having relationships about a year later, and I was always looking for sex in the relationship then, because that was what pornography had done to my mind at that age. Looking at naked women and these phone lines, I was phoning some of the phone lines, and they were all talking about sex and having sex and other things that happened as well. I won't go into detail now about one of the other things that was a coincidence with that first time I got pornography, but there is more to it. There was a story in there that had me relating to something that happened to me as a 5-year-old child when a teacher humiliated me in front of the classroom, and there were porn lines about humiliation, and there was a spark in the back of my head saying phone that, and it's all got out of hand. I feel disgusting when I think back about my sex life with pornography. I just feel useless, violated. I don't want it. I know I don't. I can't help. There's something taking over, saying do be sexual and on your own and in relationships. That's why I'm being able to hold down a long relationship. The longest relationship I had was with a girl called Amanda, and she was from Bristol. Well, she was originally from Hertfordshire, but then she went to uni in Bristol, and I met her when she was at uni after going to a club one night in Bristol, and we stayed together for about a year to 6 to 18 months. But that thing with the vicar's son, sorry, put me onto pornography has been a great part of delusion for me as well. I don't believe in God or the devil. After reading the Bible, I've read some of the Bible, but there are things in the Bible that I just can't lend myself to, and can't believe. I don't believe in religion that names God, maybe. Although I've only got experience with Christianity, so I can't really say that. I've read little bits on the net about pantheistic religions, and they sound interesting to me, so I can't really say that. I believe in intelligence, that's what I believe in. I've been reading some books on since I started practicing the drum, in shamanism, shamanic practitioner, practicing with the drum, going into meditation, and reading books on shamanism. I've come to learn the word animism, and the meaning of animism. I do believe. I do conform to that. I believe in intelligence. I believe that there are greater powers with greater intelligence, and I believe that everything has intelligence. Rocks, plants, trees, the planet. I believe that everything is intelligent, and everything can communicate with anything else it wants to. If it should want to, it might not like to do this, or dislike to do, it might like to do this, or it might dislike to do this, or might feel fear or courage, and and with the I, me theory and what I was talking about the other day. The known and the unknown, gain and loss, triumph and defeat. I think that the intelligence knows these things. It all knows these things. Oh yeah, yeah. History is religion to me. They say the Bible is a book of history. That the people really lived, and there was an Adam and Eve, just two people on the planet, and they were made by God. I believe in evolution also, so I find that hard to believe that we all came from Adam and Eve, two people that were on a planet on their own. Yeah. I'd like to say more. There's so much I want to say, but I'm just holding back on saying it because I don't want to insult people. I don't want to insult Christianity. I had a MySpace account, and there were some drawings and meaning to the drawings on the MySpace account, and Christians quite possibly would take that as an offence. They would take the drawings as offensive, but I was just trying to put forward an interpretation, the way the Bible, when I read it, that's the way it interprets to me. It's just my personal interpretation, and as such you might be able to understand that I just can't believe the Bible. My interpretation, the way the Bible interprets to me, I just can't. I can't lend belief to it, and the book from the start is strong on belief. The Bible from the very start is strong on belief. It talks about creation. We'll never know. We'll never know what created, how it created, but the Bible explains its creation, the process of creation of the planet. But it's belief. We can only lend belief to it. And then there's Adam and Eve again. That's belief. And science and evolution theories would have us again believe, I suppose, maybe, that there's a different progress. There's not some beings creating the planet. There's a different process, and growth happens, and that's evolution. Growing, understanding, adapting. I think it's a constant state of life for the planet, for all of us, really. We have to understand. We understand things our own way, and that's all I've done with the MySpace pictures and meanings of the pictures. I was just putting my interpretation forward. I had quite a few people look at my MySpace account, but it's gone now. Some of the pictures are still there, but that's all. Yeah, so I'm animistic. I'm shamanic. Animistic. Animism. I believe that everything is alive. I believe that everything is intelligent. I also believe that global warming, the lack of the ozone layer, is leaving the planet with less defences to defend itself from some metaphysical attack, some attack by demons or devils or otherwise, whatever else there might be that might attack. Monsters. Who knows? But if there is a spiritual plane, if there is a plane of spirits, a plane of deities, a plane of demons, such as hell, then maybe the planet is in a bad state right now. It doesn't have its natural defences. All the forests and jungles are being cut down, the ozone layer is depleting with the amount of toxic fumes, chemicals and radiation that's going on the planet, using radiation to communicate through television, telephone, internet. the world might be at a weak point right now. A ripe time for the devil and demons or spirits or monsters to attack the planet, to attack us all. But that happened to me when I was 11 years old. I believed Ben, I trusted Ben, and I thought it was something to do. He never discouraged either of us, from me or the other boy, from looking at pornography. And as I knew it, he looked at the pornography as well. That's all I want to say for this video. There's so much I'd like to say, but I'm just holding back. I don't want to insult anybody. Thanks for watching.